Ain't no half stepping on Marcus J. Thank you so much for staying with us as we get to the end of the show. That's why I've been here acting up, y'all. She's picking on me, and
No, I'm not, y'all.
I'm just, the fact that she does that just really irks me. But let's get to the rants. Let's get to our closings. We're gonna start with my main man, Carlton Banks, who's gonna tell us why it's not unusual. What you got, brother?
You know what? Yesterday was a first for the NFL. They did what was called a fantasy football Pro Bowl. I thought it was kind of interesting. For the first time since whenever, you had players being drafted by two normal people like Marcus and myself, and they played against each other. It wasn't so much AFC versus NFC. It could have been teammate versus teammate. So it was kind of interesting to see Jamal Charles get tackled by a linebacker from the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Gordon getting tackled by a cornerback from the Cleveland Browns. It was a very interesting game. It came to a very close game. But then you saw Deion Sanders on the sideline with that ugly, crusted-ass beard he was wearing. I swear, I wanted to tie him down, get him some Grecian formula or something, whatever you need for men, because that joint ain't look right. I mean, I just couldn't get it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, some black people, or I ain't gonna say black people, some men, they look all right with the little salt and pepper, but he just had a lot more salt than he had pepper, or something just won't right. They ain't line him up right, shape it down, thin it out, something. So somebody done lied to him. His PR person need to be like, nah, bro, don't go back out there with that little thing on your face again. And then, I did want to see him line up. He said he was going to be in uniform, but that ain't happened. So, Deion, you owe me some money. My cable bill is about $200 of that time frame I watched. I think you owe me about 35 cents just for the fact that I watched the Pro Bowl and to see you line up. Other than that, I had a good game. It was a good game. I thought it was a very good game. The concept was interesting, and boom, hey, it is what it is. That's all I got today.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Carlton Banks. It's not unusual. Thank you so much, my brother, for being here. And I know you got to run, so go ahead and do what you got to do. But thank you for being here. And we know that you had a special guest here with you. I'm giving Carlton Banks a pound right now. We know you had a special guest, so tell Lil Banks that we all here at the crew said peace. We got the dating pool diva, who is time for you to step to the mic and say your final words. What you got, sis?
I just want to say thank you, Marcus J. and LegacyInternetRadio.com for inviting me every fourth Monday of the month. I really appreciate it. I'm able to have a voice and discuss how I feel about love and relationships and news commentary and all kinds of stuff. So I really appreciate it. I already mentioned the Love Revolution event. Anybody want to check it out, you can go to my Facebook, Author Charisma, or you can go on my website, Free Spirit Enterprises, co.biz.
Ain't no half step on Marcus J. Dating Pool Diva. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you when we have you in studio. I enjoy Diva Diaries. I enjoy our business and personal relationship. I enjoy doing the Love Revolution. I'm not one for grand pronouncements, but for the record, the Love Revolution and Free Spirit Enterprises, for everybody who doesn't know, when you hear those commercials run, that's the Diva's voice that you hear, and the relationship between Free Spirit, Love Revolution, and Legacy Internet Radio is mutually beneficial. So I enjoy it. I'm sure the Diva does, and we hope that we can always present a good product, whether it be here on radio or we can give the people who actually come to the Love Revolutions a good experience when they actually come out.
I forgot to add, I'm also featuring the Black Richmond Business Directory. So if anybody has a business and they live in Richmond or the Metro Richmond area,
right,
then hit me up so I can put you on the directory before I print it and circulate it.
Right. So that other people that are outside of your, whatever business you have, are outside of your normal network, they will be in this directory so that they could potentially reach other people that may be interested in their product, be it a store, a product that you sell, a radio station that you do, whatever it is you do, make sure you get with her so that you can get your business out there. Ain't no how step with Marcus J. It's time for my sister SY. Because Big Rube ain't here, I have to step up the pick on this that we have with her. Because that's just what brothers do to their sisters. We pick on them. I didn't pick on a diva too much today because she says that I pick on her too much, so I had to kind of bring it back, and I actually said a lot of nice stuff about her tonight, which...
And I'm crying over here.
Yeah, I mean, it was as difficult as agreeing with Carlton, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, she know I love her, but it's time for SY. Do your thing. What you got, girl?
You know, something annoys me.
Uh-oh.
And I realize this every day when I go to work. And maybe you guys can relate. If you're in the business with customer service, whether you go to them, they call you, or whatever, however you meet up with the freaking customer, why call me and ask me for help if you already know the answer? If you're going to tell me how it should be done. Because now I don't do this every day. You're the one with the problem, not me. You call me for help. I try to help you, and I'm wrong. So I want to say to you, stop calling me. Really, not kidding. Stop calling me. If you know it, leave me alone. Leave room for somebody who actually needs my help. Go sit down. Go yell at your husband or yell at your wife or be disappointed in your children. I really don't care. Don't call me. And 8:30 in the morning really is too early. Let's make this after 1, and I'm happy. But I just wanted to say something that annoyed me. So that annoys me. And I'm sure you can relate in your line of business some way, shape, or form. Other than that, I'm posting my link. I love y'all for listening. See you Monday.
And you know how stepping with Marcus J. Thank you, SY, for your complaining about folks in customer service. Because I ain't gonna lie, I think every single person who has ever in their life worked in customer service can absolutely relate to what it is that you just said. So we appreciate it. At this time, I normally close out the show, but I want to take a moment to say peace to somebody who has been in the building with us the entire night, but has not actually said anything. And so I want to give this person an opportunity to say peace to the Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J and Legacy Internet Radio listeners. So for the first time in a very, very long time, I'm going to ask my baby girl, my daughter, Mama J, to step to the mic and say peace. What's up, baby?
Hey, y'all.
How you doing, girl?
Good.
That's Daddy's baby right there. I'm glad you're here. Did you have fun tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you got a chance to see the Diva Diaries. You got a chance to hang out with Daddy. Daddy said a couple of bad words tonight. You tripping off of that?
I'm used to it now.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my girl. Not that I'm proud that I say bad words, but, you know, my baby's, you know, well adjusted. So I'm glad to have you here. You got anything you want to say to the folks before Daddy closes out the show?
Not really.
That's what it is. A woman of very few words, and that's the way I like it. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J was brought to you tonight by Live Action Captions, by Free Spirit Enterprises, as well as the Doctor of Optometry, Dr. Euphemia Huggins Williams, ODPC. I also appreciate every single person that listened to us tonight. We had listeners in Pennsylvania, in Charlotte, North Carolina, Richmond, Virginia. We had some Jersey City people, Jersey City, New Jersey, my hometown. Those folks down in the ATL, more specifically, my brother Hakeem came back to us tonight. My sister Joy, my brother Said, what up, bruh? We had Michelle K listening. If I didn't get your name out, chalk it up to my memory and not my heart. Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J. All right, it's time for me to close out the show with my rant and my closing. And so hopefully you guys can just indulge me for just a moment. When I came into the studio tonight, I just kind of shared some stuff with the crew, what's going on with me, and I won't get into anything specific, but I did come tonight with a heavy heart. As I mentioned, I won't get into specifics, but I would like to briefly share some reflections and some observations. I want to thank my sisters who are still here, the Dating Pool Diva, as well as SY, Mama J, Carlton Banks, and Little Banks for just kind of holding me up and holding me down. I'm just start off by saying, if you love somebody, regardless of your relationship or your status with them, tell them that you love them and hug them if you can. About a week ago, I ran into this old dude during the course of my work day, and I know the guy. I see him from time to time. Nice fella. And when I see old Johnny, that's what we'll call him, old Johnny, we have real cool chats. And out the blue, old Johnny said, "Do you still have your parents?" And I was caught off guard by the question. I replied, of course, yeah, I got my parents, fortunately. And old Johnny said, call them. Call them today. Call them every day, because when they gone, they ain't coming back. And I appreciated that jewel that old Johnny dropped on me, because it was something that I knew, but I didn't always practice. And at the time, I knew that I would see Mom J and Pop J in just a few days, so I didn't do what old Johnny told me to do. I didn't call them that day. And it was just a few days later that I was with Mom J and Pop J as Knick fans. I mentioned earlier in the show, we were fortunate enough to spend Friday, January 24th, 2014 together in Madison Square Garden as Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks set the record for most points ever in that building. And of course, the feeling that I had was euphoric and unmatched. As a fan, to experience that with my mother and my father was something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And it's experiences like that remind me of how important it is to give folks their flowers while they're still around to smell them. And I mean by that sharing love and sharing life and sharing laughter and all the joys that make one happy at every possible moment, because when we never really know when tomorrow will be the last day we draw breath, and we don't know when it's going to come after the moment that we stand in. We just don't know what the future is going to bring, and the only thing that we can control is what we do right now in the current moment. So take care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. I got friends and family that tell me all the time that I spend so much time fussing over other folks that I don't take enough time to take care of myself. I need to do better about that. I need to do better about relaxing my mind and working out my body and continuing to build a foundation towards peace. And I challenge my crew and our listeners to take up that same internal challenge. And as for your family and your friends or anybody that you care about, if you love them, call them. When you talk to them, tell them you love them. And when you see them, give them a hug. The greatest gift you can give a person is the gift of an embrace, because you never know where a person is in their life and where their person is in their day. You just may give them the boost that they needed. We know the reality of the circle of life. We are all blessed with life, but when it's gone, it ain't coming back. There are no do-overs. There's no second chances. There's no say the things that we didn't get a chance to say before, say it tomorrow. It's none of that. And I've learned that lesson in the past, just as many of us have. And in this universe that we have, it has a way of giving us a refresher from time to time. So my message for today is be open and share your love with the ones you love. That's the Murray Marcus's unrelated rant. It ain't got nothing to do with what we're here talking about tonight. It's the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for being with us tonight. I want to say that independence is the key to building your legacy. Also want to say peace to all the stars and all of the squares. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Those are the words of Bob Marley, who you hear singing in the background. And you know how Steppin with Marcus J. Be back here next week, y'all. Peace.